Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. Hey, if you're returning, how you doing? What I want to talk about today is something that I think we should all be adding to our pantries, and that is protein powder. I don't know if you guys add protein powder to your pantries, but I think it's something that you should be adding. You know, we're all familiar with the smoothies. You know how I drink smoothies all the time. I pretty much replace a lot of my meals with smoothies. I don't always add protein powder to my smoothies, but when I do, it's when I'm like running around like a mad person, you know what I mean? And I know that I'm not going to be able to stop and eat, you know? So if you're used to the smoothies or the shakes and you use protein powder, okay, this is what I want to talk about today. The protein powder that I use is called Thrive. Okay, my son got me started on this. And this one is fudge brownie, but I really like the vanilla one because I am one to always put frozen fruit in with my shakes, my smoothies, and stuff like that. Okay, now it's it's easy, it's portable, but protein powders, their usefulness extends beyond, you know, the exercise and blah blah blah, the replenishment. For us, for people of the prepared mind, including protein powder in our food storage preps adds another value and a layer to our protein sources. Because, you know, if there ever comes a time when we cannot have meat in our diets, this is something that we're going to want to have. Okay, so let's take a moment first to talk about protein in general. Have you thought about how important protein is to your health and our everyday lives? Protein exists in every cell of our bodies. In fact, there are 10,000 plus types. Among other things, we need it for our immune systems, for cell creation, for repair, for growth, for development. In addition, 9 of the amino acids that we require, those building blocks of protein, if you remember middle school health class, okay, are termed essential. We can only get them from our food. Our bodies cannot produce them. So basically, protein plays a huge role in good health. And in an emergency, when our bodies and our minds are experiencing unusual amounts of stress, like in a SHTF, okay? So in unusual amounts of stress, good nutrition is extremely critical, okay? So now get back to our protein and being prepping, blah, 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 okay? What is protein powder? Well, protein powder is powdered form of protein, okay? And it comes from sources like plants, eggs, milk, all right? Now, various processing methods extract protein components from the source material and dry them into a powdered version, okay? We're preppers. We know how to powder food. We've done it. We have dehydrators and stuff like that. We've done this before. So what kinds are there? All right, well, there's concentrates, there's isolates, and there's hydroslates. So concentrates, they cost less, and they're the least processed. But this also results in a lower percentage of protein per serving and higher quantities of fats and carbs. Isolates contain a higher concentration of protein, fewer fats and carbs. Manufacturing isolates takes longer, but it has more protein per serving, hence the higher price tag. Now the hydroslates are the most processed form. The amino acids are already broken down, making it the most absorbable version. This is also the most expensive version. This one that I use here is called an isolate. All right. Now, then you have your plant-based. Now, options such as soy, hemp, peanut, pea, rice, they are available. However, only soy contains all 9 essential amino acids. Now, fortunately, you have products containing complementary plant proteins provide more options for complete proteins than just soy alone. Then you have your animal-based whey, casein, collagen, egg white protein. They're all animal-based. Then you have your flavor ones. Okay, you have both your plant and your animal-based come in flavors: chocolate, strawberry. Then you have, like, they're great for baking, for jazzing up something like pancakes, or just having a tasty shake or smoothie. But be aware of fillers, additives used for getting these different kind of tastes. Okay, there's no fillers, there's no additives in the ones that I use. Okay, there's a cost benefit to consider there. Same with sweetener. So should you include this in your preps? The short answer: yes. Do it, please. Long answer: you should seriously consider its usefulness for your family as another protein source. Why? Well, it's easy to use. It doesn't require cooking. Just put a scoop or two or whatever with your liquid of choice, or add it to your meal that you're preparing. Like if you're doing pancakes, making a cake, waffles, okay, whatever. If you're doing a shake form, you have flavored varieties. It can be a complete meal. It's easy to store. Put it on a shelf, in a tote, whatever. You're good. Cool, dark place, okay? It's lightweight, it's portable. Compared to frozen, canned protein powder, is easy to travel with, if necessary. Dehydrated proteins are also lightweight. They're portable. For where to order these things, you go online, okay? You can get Thrive online, okay? For picky people, let them choose. There's different varieties, there's different flavor, whatever, okay? You see what I mean? It's good for when you're sick or you're injured. You guys know that I was sick for over a week. If it wasn't for these darn things, I'm telling you right now, that's what helped me get through it. There's no chewing required. It gave me the nourishment that I needed to get through, and I feel so much better. It's another protein source. Preppers know the importance of backup to your backup to your backup. It's one more way to meet an important dietary need. Ounce for ounce, it's cheaper than meats and poultry. So, how to store your protein powder? Shelf life varies, but tends to have an average minimum of about 9 months. But if you repackage, you know where I'm going, all right? Its upper range varies depending on the additives. Check the dates on the containers. Make sure to plan to rotate accordingly. Protein powders are a low moisture product. When stored unopened under favorable conditions, bacteria growth is less than an issue. Once opened, the clock starts ticking as air and moisture are introduced and quality degradation begins. If your stock smells or tastes bad or strange, it's best to just toss it. When part of a regular rotation schedule, the plastic container with the sealed inner lid should be sufficient. Plastic bags are permeable and should be transferred unopened to a container for vacuum sealing. Treat cardboard packages the same. You know how we feel about cardboard packaging anyway. So once you start using protein powder, you begin to see the possibilities. In addition to smoothies and shakes, it beefs up the nutritional content of pasta dishes, mac and cheese, baked goods, low protein meals like pancakes, for example, sauces and creamy soups. Other carb heavy foods, think mashed potatoes, oatmeal, beverages like coffee, hot chocolate. Of course, you'll want to think about flavored versus unflavored when it comes to putting it in your food. You know, adding chocolate to pancakes might gain you favored parental status, but tossing it into mac and cheese, you know, it's going to be gross. But do your research regarding the influence of protein powder on medical conditions. For example, allergies, sensitivities, vegan, not vegan, vegetarian, diabetes, lactose intolerance, IBS, you know, things like that. Okay. So obviously in an emergency, a well-balanced diet and a meal can take on a bit more loosey-goosey definition, but that's why we are prepared, right? Not just reacting, but always, you know, do your research. And I think that this is something that we should have talked about a long time ago. Okay. All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So before you jump feet first into this, or head first, you know, start by buying like small containers of protein powder. Try them out. Work on incorporating both into your daily meal planning, your emergency meal planning. Okay. Start with meals that you already like to eat. Then take it one step further. Could the usual protein source be entirely replaced by powder if necessary? Play around with it. Experiment with it. Get familiar with it, using it and consuming it in various foods. And remember, how you store your food for your family and how they will actually eat this. The same principle applies to protein powder. Discover what you like and how you will likely to use it. Rotate your protein powder stock is just as important to rotating your other food storage. So it's also a good time to estimate how fast you'll go through it and get it in your rotation schedule. And once you have settled with those details, you'll know what quantities make sense to buy. Maybe larger amounts of one kind are better. Perhaps smaller containers with a greater variety works best for you. So, you know, there's so many different ways of going about this. All right. Now, there are different ways of using protein powder to prevent clumping. Add a little at a time while stirring continuously. To excavate a buried scoop, you know, because, you know, like even with iced tea mix, you know how you got to try and find the scoop that's in there. Shake the container back and forth in multiple times. It should work its way back to the top. Because of shelf life, do not store enormous amounts of quantities. Just like with your other preps, only store protein powder that you'll actually eat in the quantities that you will actually use. Smoothies and pancakes and mac and cheese are always a way to start. A cup with a shaker ball. I don't know if you've ever used these. It's an actual shaker cup, okay, and it comes with a lid with a pop mouthpiece on it, and there's a shaker ball inside, and it kind of looks like a wire ball, okay. And when you shake it with the when you shake your protein shake with the shaker ball in there, it'll sound like a chick, 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 okay. So this offers a manual method to make a quick shake. So there are ones, you know, that are rechargeable blenders, blah blah blah. But if you're doing this for, you know, grid down stuff like that, just get the regular shaker bottles, okay. So that's all I have for this video, okay. I will see you guys in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.